Welcome to Lively Lewis Stories.
Buckle up, because you're about to join Levi and Ivy on an adventure.
All you need is your imagination, and off we
go! Lively Lewis Stories!
Sometimes it's rainy and sometimes it's sunny. Sometimes we feel like eating chips and sometimes we feel like eating ice cream. Sometimes we use good manners and sometimes we don't. This was one of those days when Levi decided he wasn't going to use good manners and what happened because of the decisions he made. "Mom! Mom!" shouted Levi as he walked into the house. He headed towards the kitchen, tracking mud on the floor with every step. "Levi?" his mom called out. "What are you doing? Take off those dirty shoes. Now I'm going to have to clean all the floors." Levi kicked off his shoes in the kitchen and sat down in a huff, never saying he was sorry or acknowledging the fact that he had made a big mess that his mom would now have to clean up. "Mom, when is Emily going to be here?" Levi asked. "I don't think that's what you meant to say," replied Levi's mom, looking a bit upset. Levi looked around and saw the mess he had made. "Sorry," he said in a less than sincere tone. "Now when will Emily be here?" "Wow," said his mom. That was the magic word, but definitely not the magic tone, so that sorry really doesn't count. Now, does it? "I guess not. I'll put my shoes by the door," said Levi, grabbing a cookie from a plate on the counter as he walked by. "Levi, honey, you cannot have a cookie now. Those are for when Emily gets here for her play date with you and Ivy," said Levi's mom. "But I want one now," Levi whined, tossing the cookie back on the plate. "Levi, I don't like the way you're acting right now," replied his mom. "It's like you left your good manners in your room when you got up this morning. How about you go back upstairs and find them?" Levi stomped away towards his room just as Ivy was walking into the kitchen. "Good morning, Mommy. Those cookies smell so good," she said in a cheery tone. "Thank you for making them and for having Emily over today for a play date." "Now that is more like it." "You're welcome, sweetie," said Levi and Ivy's mom, complimenting Ivy on her good manners and her kind tone. Emily was set to arrive in about an hour, and that was just too long for Levi to wait. Even though he went up to his room, he definitely didn't find his manners there. Only a few minutes passed before Levi ran back downstairs and into the kitchen. He was banging a toy drum from his My First Rock Band toy set and singing his newest song called "I Want a Cookie Now." "Levi!" his mom called out over the sound of thumping drum beats. "You're being really loud. Do you think you could lower the volume a bit? Your dad is trying to get some work done." Levi looked disappointed yet again and dropped his drum on the floor. "Levi, you really need to calm down and stop acting so wild," said his mom. "Now pick up your drum and please put it away. I know, how about you play with Ivy? She seems to have good manners to spare today. Maybe you could learn from watching her." Levi's mom knew a good way to teach something was to lead by example and show the person how to do it. In this case, it was kind of like good manners, Simon Says, but it didn't quite work out the way she thought it would. Ivy smiled at Levi and asked him what he wanted to play. Good manners. Levi stomped over to Ivy and took the block she was using to build a castle. Bad manners. Ivy said she was happy to share. Good manners. Levi got mad at her for using all the green blocks because green was his favorite color. Bad manners. Ivy told Levi his castle looked really cool and asked if she could please use one rectangular red block to make a bridge for her castle. Good manners. Levi didn't answer and kept on building. Bad manners. Ivy got up and walked over to her mom. "Mommy, why is Levi being so, not nice today?" she asked. "Well, Ivy, sometimes people just have bad days," replied Ivy's mom. "And I think Levi is having one of those days with his manners." Ivy's mom told her to go back to the living room and play and asked to talk to Levi in the kitchen. "Levi, you really need to start using some better manners," said his mom. "You know that being kind and respectful to others makes the day so much better. It feels so good to help out and make other people feel appreciated." Levi knew this was all true because it's what his parents had taught him and Ivy. But his bad manners were definitely getting the better of him that day. He nodded his head and went off to his room by the way of the kitchen. As he walked through, he tried once again to sneak a cookie. "Levi, that is it," said his mom, sounding disappointed. "Go to your room, please, and I will tell you when you can join us again." "But Mom, Emily will be here in just a little while," Levi said, sounding frustrated. I know, Levi, but the decisions you made today and the actions you've taken have consequences. That's the thing that happens after you do something, explained his mom. You chose to not act very nice today, and because of that, you have to miss out on some of your play date. If I let you have bad manners with no consequences, then you may never stop using them. I think you need some quiet time to think about some good choices you can make for the rest of the day. Levi looked upset, but deep down, he knew she was right. He ran off to his room, and not much time passed before the doorbell rang and Emily had arrived for their play date. Levi could hear Ivy and Emily playing in the playroom and then outside on the swing set, and as he listened to them playing, he thought about how he'd been acting that day. He was in a bad mood because he hadn't slept well the night before, and he let that mood decide how he acted. As he thought more about it, he realized that he was in charge of the way he acted, and not some silly bad mood. He liked helping his family and making them feel loved and appreciated, just like they made him feel. That feeling was so much better than being rude and loud and unkind. Even though Levi's mom had not called him down from his room yet, he decided to go downstairs when he heard Ivy and Emily come inside. When his mom saw him, she asked why he was out of his room. "I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Ivy," Levi said in a magic tone, which was sincere and kind. "I haven't had the best manners today, and I wanted to apologize. Thank you for having Emily over, Mom, and thank you for making cookies. And Ivy, I'm sorry I didn't share the blocks with you earlier and tell you how great your castle looked." Levi's mom had a big smile on her face, and she hugged her son. "Thank you, Levi," she said. "Yeah, thank you, Levi," added Ivy. "That was very nice of you." "I couldn't be prouder of you," his mom began. "We all have bad days, but the fact that you learned from your actions today and you made your own decision to apologize is really important. Saying I'm sorry is always a good first step in making a situation better." Levi gave his mom and Ivy a hug and said hello to Emily. "You don't have to be in your room anymore, Levi. You can join the play date now," she said. Levi smiled and was really happy to finally be able to join in the fun. "Who would like a cookie?" asked Levi and Ivy's mom. "I would," said Levi, reaching for a cookie before stopping himself. "But I think Emily should get the first one because she's our guest." "Good manners, Levi. That was really nice of you," said his mom, giving a cookie to Emily. "Thank you, Levi," Emily said, enjoying her tasty treat. Levi took a cookie and gave it to Ivy, then asked his mom if she wanted one before taking one for himself. "These are so great, Mom. Thanks for making them and for having Emily over to play," said Levi. Ivy and Emily finished their cookies and asked to go back outside to play. "Sure, have fun," said Levi and Ivy's mom before turning to Levi. "It looks like those good manners were hiding in your room after all," joked Levi's mom. "I guess you're right. They were just a little lost, but I'll do my best to never lose them again," Levi said, giving his mom a big hug and running outside to play with Ivy and Emily. Did you learn a lesson from this story?
If so, what was it?
And parents, do your kids have a story idea?
Leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, the idea, and your kid's name for a chance to join Levi and Ivy on their next adventure. Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Come back for more.